Consumption makes up more than 2/3 of the U.S. economy today, and most shopping is done by women. So if you want to know what's happening in the U.S. economy, ask a woman, which is what we did. We spoke with 6 female business owners in Lower Hudson Valley to get their views on the economy, both of small business owners and women. Here's what they had to say.
Okay, we started Sign of the Times 23 years ago. I have a partner, Denise Cohen, and we've changed the store many times over the years. And we kind of always just go with what the times are.
My name is Leandra Vasquez. I've been in this business, in my floral design business, for almost 10 years. I provide flowers for weddings and special events.
I've been in business for 24 years in Nyack. My background is in the fashion design industry, where I studied and opened up the shop 25 years ago. I've always had a yearning for having my own small business.
I'm in the hair salon business, and we specialize in color, and I've been here for 20 years at the Color Room.
The shop was geared to fashion savvy women, and I felt that there was a need and a niche, to put something out there for women like ourselves.
We opened up 18 months ago in a different location. We've only been here for a few weeks, but we got into it because I loved consignment shopping, and I own another business that's basically masculine based, and I always wanted to do something girly.
Grandview, it's worth a trip from anywhere to Nyack, New York. We've been here 24 years. Originally, Grandview was considered the Soho on the Hudson. Our reason for being is to dare to be different from a major department store.
35 long years.
All in Nyack.
All in Nyack.
Let's grab a kayak to Quincy or Nyack. Let's get away from it all.
Nyack is a microcosm of towns and villages across the U.S. Part of Rockland County in New York State, it's pretty typical, with income slightly above the national average, due to its commuting distance to New York City. Situated along the Hudson River, Nyack's scenic beauty has always been a draw.
It's a walking town. People want to be enticed and they want to stroll through the town that sits on the Hudson River. We have found that Nyack is experiencing a downturn with foot traffic.
The 2008 downturn was different than previous cycles in that it impacted the financial industry, real estate, and households, all of which were living beyond their means. The resulting downturn impacted small businesses in a way that hasn't been seen for decades.
I opened my business in '87 where there was kind of a market crash, so I didn't have a point of reference at that time. And from there on, we've always had growth. After the recession in 2008, it was a completely different ballgame. It affected everybody. So it wasn't a segment of the population where others were willing to spend money. This affected everyone, and it was very frightening.
I've never seen a downturn like this. This is the first time it's actually affected our business.
So that's interesting. So before, people used to say things like hair and nails, people would always get that, women would get that done anyway, but you're seeing a difference this time.
Yes, women are stretching their appointments, and some of them are just not coming. They're doing their own hair maybe, or going to a less expensive place. But we've seen some of that movement out of the salon in this recession.
I think the consumer is just being very smart about what they're doing, their confidence level, when the economy is way down.
We just see it, people coming in, and it's just this whole mindset about spending money, buying. Somebody needs a birthday present, but then they're in for their kid's friend, but then they're worried about foreclosing on their house, or their husband's out of work, or how am I going to get this gift for my kid that I need, or people are stressed. I mean, I guess that's the best way to put it. Like, I've never seen.
A lot of people assume that because Nyack's an affluent area, it will be shielded from the worst of the downturn. The data that we have from a county level, which is as close as we can get, shows that personal income peaked in 2007 and went down from there. Unemployment and public assistance, however, skyrocketed.
We used to be like more of a tourist town. People were browsing, they'd be out for the day, let's take a ride to Nyack, have lunch, go shopping. That's completely shifted, and I think that's an economic thing, because no matter how people look at it, if you come and have lunch and walk around, you're going to spend money.
Our same customer base was not coming on the same regular basis, and when they were shopping less. So my plan was to clear as much merchandise as possible, as quickly as possible. And so that's what we did. And
Kept the cash flow going.
kept the cash flow, pay for the merchandise. I have vendors to pay, I have employees to pay, I have a landlord to pay. A little bit of something, it's a whole lot more than 100% of nothing.
Two businesses we spoke with don't fit the traditional mold of the retail store. How are they different, and what can we learn from them? Come, let's check them out.
I thought she was saying it as if I should have a partner because I wouldn't be able to do both jobs. So I said, no, I don't really want a partner. And then it was her, and I was like, oh, definitely. You're going to be my partner. And thank God, because we would have closed if I didn't have her as my partner.
People really respond well. They love that it's mother-daughter and that we're doing it together.
And we're very different. It's different than opening up a regular store. A regular store, there's a lot you have to invest in your inventory. Here, we don't invest in the inventory.
So that makes it much easier for you guys too.
Right, and if you have a regular store and you buy things that don't sell, you're stuck with them. Here, the merchandise stays 6 weeks and then it's moved out. And people think, oh, it's a consignment shop, you're gonna do great. We may do better than the higher end stores, but you know, there's still, everyone's struggling, everybody's struggling.
And price points matter.
Absolutely.
And even within your shop here, you see differences in your price points.
We see differences if we price something $2 more or $2 less.
Wow. Okay, so people really, they're watching and they're paying attention.
Absolutely.
Every dollar counts, every penny.
Every penny.
There it is. So how are you responding to the new economic environment? How do you make sure that you have margins and overheads that make it worthwhile for you?
One very big important factor is that I do run my business from my home, so that keeps expenses down. I don't have
And that you're able to.
and that I'm able to, exactly. I have thought about being out of the house, but I've always come back to keeping it here. And I think that if I did have a big overhead and paid, you know, a few $1,000s a month in rent, it would be very difficult to make ends meet. I have no full-time employees. Everyone is a freelancer. And it is very seasonal. I have virtually no business from December through, starts up again in April. Or it's an event that's a one-of event. It's not an everyday, so people may splurge on this one day, and also hoping to recoup some of the expense in gifts. For brides specifically, they're doing most of their shopping online, whether they're doing it at work or at home.
All the women we spoke with have some internet presence, which is critical, as internet sales continue to grow as a percentage of total retail sales. Those women who have embraced the web and social media have found they offer tangible benefits.
Marketing online has been the best return on my investment in terms of marketing versus print advertising. It's there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
We are on Facebook. We're also on Yelp. We use some of the local outlets like the Patch and Go Nyack. Email blasts too. We have a nice email list of customers and consigners, and we can let them know what's going on.
We designed a website, and we have a sign in the window that says colorroom.com, and people are responding to the sign, looking up our website and seeing what services we do and how long we've been in business. And we've had about 80 new clients this year just because we put the sign in the window with our website, and then they can check it out.
For some people, they say, oh, you know, is the internet really bringing business? And for you?
Definitely. And also our suppliers, for color suppliers, they have us listed on their website. So if customers are looking for like a Goldwell product, they look up Goldwell, and there's the color room right down.
You might be surprised to hear that weather has become an issue. Typically, economists exclude weather as a one-off temporary act of God. But for the businesses we've spoken with, weather is now a significant risk factor.
I grew up in retail where weather was not supposed to be an issue. And today, in the last year, since January, weather has been an issue.
Water was this high. People were taking their boogie boards out on the street. I mean, it was amazing.
It only took about an hour of rain to turn the streets of Nyack into a flood zone.
This year's been crazy. I mean, it used to be, you know, in all the 20-something years, you know, every winter you'd expect a blizzard, and okay, you close for a day or two, you can't get in. So now there's just been all these like strange, flooding in Nyack or a hurricane or this or that. And, in the middle of the summer, all of a sudden, it's like the equation of a blizzard day, a snow day. And this was never happened in all the years. People like don't come out. Well, like, are you going to melt? But it's the reality of it.
Even international events can have an impact.
The biggest event that I could think of was the tsunami that happened in Thailand. Many orchids are grown and imported from Thailand. The orchid production and availability was depleted, but it's often a conversation that I have with new clients to explain that that was an act of God, something beyond our control.
We spoke with New York State Assemblywoman Ellen Jaffe. She also chairs the State Assembly Task Force on Women's Issues.
I think that it's part of a woman's nature is not to ask for assistance or not to ask for that handout or for that financial assistance. And we need to encourage women, though, to do that, because there are opportunities that will help them grow their business, and then of course that inspires a whole real growth in terms of our local businesses, and then that is our economy. Our economy really starts from the ground up.
Assemblywoman Jaffe's statement is supported by the data. Small businesses have accounted for the majority of the jobs created in the last few years. And yet some of the women we spoke with felt that Main Street and small business were left out to dry.
In order to stay in business, we need something happening now, not 6 months from now. Now.
It's almost like a luxury to have to be able to be in your own business in these times, and that was always the thing you strive for, to be able to do your own thing. It's literally day to day just keeping the doors open. I mean, it's not like we're, making money and becoming rich off of this. That will never happen.
Mayor-elect Jen Laird White will be Nyack's third female mayor. She has served as deputy mayor, member of the village board, and has been active in community groups for years.
I think there are any things that you bring as a woman to your role, to the job of mayor.
I spent a lot of time jokingly campaigning, going, yeah, sisterhood, sisterhood. I do think that women are different kinds of leaders. I think women look at the world differently. We are gentler. I think we're more inclined to conversation and problem solving. Women are problem solvers. We really are. That's what we like to do. It's what you do. As girls, we're always trying to figure out the solutions, figure out how to make things work, figure out how to get the boys to like you. It's not just existing, it's complicated thinking. I do think that women have attributes that change the way things happen.
When we come back, we'll speak with local businesswomen about how they are responding to the new economy. The women we spoke with have adjusted their businesses to suit the changing needs of their customers.
But you really are getting more than you're paying for your merchandise and value.
So you're really selecting carefully what you're getting.
Very, very carefully. Accessories became a huge part of our market mix because they were smaller, less costly, and you felt good.
We need to increase the sale, and having something for everyone does help that.
You can also sense a distinct approach in how women build and maintain those relationships.
It's not about me, it's not about my ego, it's about business, it's about my customers.
As mothers, we try to talk to them, and even other moms, other parents, when they're in here, we kind of befriend them so we get a feeling of what they're looking for. It's not as business, it's become like friendships over the years. A lot of our customers have become friends. So I think as women, that is different than possibly would be if we were two men owning a business. I don't think we'd have as much personal interaction.
The women business owners we spoke with are also stepping up in the community as part of their business mission.
I turn the stores into mini art galleries with the artist present during the whole weekend. So this encourages people to walk into a shop that maybe they've never been in before.
If we don't support local, we're never going to get to that locally, because we're a small community. We're not on the list for grants or major destinations, and we must do it together.
Here are some takeaways. First of all, women are spending, but very carefully. They want to be sure that they're getting more than they're paying for. Secondly, values matter.
both value-based businesses and value-based purchases. Thirdly, community is also important. We may be having a tough time, but we're in this together. It's okay to compete, but it's not a winner-take-all mentality. And finally, for women, business is personal. It's about cultivating a long-term relationship. And over time, customers often become friends. Thanks for watching. I'm Lisa Kaess.